Thank you. You came back, just like you said. I was so scared.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris.
I am Josh.
I'm Seamus.
And I'm Ritzgarn. And wow, we're just doing the walking around with the daughter figure in arms thing, huh?
Daughter figure?
Yeah.
I like
Totally
to think of it as
character.
Don't worry.
I like to think of it as we are carrying the MacGuffin.
Listen to this fucking... Oh god, I destroyed that plant.
Harm you ever again.
I promised Diana to keep
So
you
out
safe.
of character.
This is completely Agent 47. This is
Okay,
Yeah,
but the thing
Agent
is,
47
again,
is clearly
it's not
a
that
father
it isn't
figure.
Agent 47. It's just that they didn't really sell it. They think they could show us a couple flashbacks to his time in the fucking in the labs, and that will carry us all the way from like he is about to shoot her by putting a gun in her face to he's like no one's gonna harm you, no while I'm around. It doesn't work that way. We need more game.
That's like 100% of my problem with this game. Is like I like all of the ideas that they seem to have going into this game, like going into writing it.
Really?
Victoria was killed.
Do you not remember how to do this?
That was not. No, it's been a while.
You're supposed
That
to
was
hide
not
in the
apparently
curtain.
how I was supposed to.
I love how Agent 47 is supposed to know that's bad guys, and the elevator makes this ominous sound, and it's like, does he know he's in a movie? I mean, this is a very much a movie moment where like, oh no, the bad guys are on the elevator, but like, what motivation does he have for doing this?
Right, I kind of like the
couldn't you put it out
general
for
ideas.
2
I don't want to
fucking
say
seconds?
specific ideas,
Yeah.
but like the idea that like, oh, we're gonna go in, we're gonna make like, we're gonna do a personal story for 47. I mean, okay, they kind of did that in Silent Assassin 2 or
Yeah.
Hitman 2
Silent
or whatever it was
Assassin
called.
2?
But
Did you just see like
but
in
it
the
was,
bottom?
you know, I don't mind the idea of exploring the psychology of this
these
dude.
upcoming female murderers are all fan service, which. Sorry, I'm gonna. So at the bottom they were I don't want to leave this because there's such a brief thing, but like, and they talk about like, oh, you know, Wade likes his car and it gets him off, so he has all these sexy nuns. Again, that sort of seems to, on the one hand, reinforce the whole dirty secrets aspect of Hitman, or maybe like their new like grindhouse thing that they're trying to do. But it really just sort of serves as a fig leaf to the fact that, yeah, the developers really do seem to be getting off on this. It's like the opposite of the Hotline Miami thing, where it's like, man, you sure do love killing people, don't you? And it's like, boy, we sure do love killing sexy ladies, don't we? It's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
Can I just point out that this convent has an alarm in its elevator shaft, and that just seems like an odd thing for a convent to have?
Name one video game that has a plausible elevator shaft.
I find this ridiculous. Like, we drove away in that bus, and Birdie was then telling Dexter where to find the girl. And 5 minutes after we get here, Wade has an entire, like, battalion of mooks. Like, apparently they were just waiting, and they were in their own bus right behind us. And they have, in the time it took us to go upstairs and get Victoria, they have committed all of this ridiculous carnage. So what I'm saying is I've found a slight continuity error in this game.
No one will suspect you, Agent 47, now that you're wearing a cheap suit instead of your nice suit.
See what you can get out of him.
I can't believe that worked.
Oh yeah, we have syringes in this level. They come back. Although they take the place of our noisemakers, so we can just like toss syringes and make noise.
Also, do you remember when like 100 police stormed every building in a 3-block radius when they heard a rumor that maybe somebody might have killed a maid? Well, apparently they ran out of cops because now it's broad daylight and dozens of men are gunning down nuns
They're
in the
all looking at
daytime
the strip clubs looking for us.
and a broad daylight in what seems to be a residential area,
Yeah.
and not one police officer shows up.
So,
Like,
good
again, I
note
don't-
to any storytellers is
Oh,
that
man.
our like cantankerousness aside, you can set any rules you want for your universe as long as you observe them consistently.
Yeah.
Oh man,
if this
guys,
is a
do you
world
guys
with
notice
no
that they have
cops,
Sunday services here? Man, they're gonna have an Easter egg hunt. That's fucking awesome.
I hope they've not been interrupted by the terrible murder that we did.
What was that thing in the vent?
What was
I know,
thing
what
in the
was
vent?
that? There was a,
The red
there was a
thing.
thing there.
I don't know. Let me go back in. I didn't see it. I'm not paying attention to.
You crawled over it.
Rattle
Anything.
thing?
Oh, is it a
There's
rattle?
a baby rattle in there. Yeah.
Oh
I
man,
don't
Because
wanna-
that makes
are they, like,
sense
training
here.
baby 47s in here.
All these
That's really
bald
scary.
babies with
100% just
barcodes
turn
on their
on the
heads
power,
and in
right?
suits.
Sold out
Cover
Victoria to
fuses.
save his own life.
He's bored with the barcode.
You know,
Drop
I
people
would
in ball
love...
pits.
What would happen if we showed game developers a real fuse box and explained how it worked? Would their heads explode, or would they feel shame and they'd be like, sit in the corner rocking going, I didn't know! I didn't know! Gather
out
up
it's actually
3
really easy.
fuses!
Oh, a toy robot.
Ah, damn
Right.
it.
So, like I was saying, I
Oh.
don't. The idea of this game, I don't hate. It's just the execution is so
Yes.
amateur, juvenile.
Also the mechanics. The mechanics are also executed in an amateur and juvenile way.
Thoughtlessly.
Yes.
And it's not even
So how
actually
is
that
this
bad to
disguise working
play.
at all? I'm a goon.
Got
Thanks to a rough upbringing, I have
got a really
unresolved
shitty
issues that I
suit,
take out
and they
on my
can't
targets
imagine you
without
being a
reflection.
rich hitman.
In exchange for small amounts of money, I will wreak large amounts of carnage on other people.
This
I've
is the
committed
best thing
crimes
about
on
the
multiple
season.
continents.
Here, look that way and don't look this way.
Aren't they all wearing masks? And it's like,
you?
Except us,
You're,
yes.
Why aren't
Surely-
you wearing a mask? Like,
surely more than the cheap suit, that is the effective disguise to have here. Oh my fucking god. I just got really
like-
mad at that.
I know, because it's like, well, everybody has masks except me, and that would render my disguise infallible. It would just be the perfect disguise, and I could go anywhere and do anything. And no, but then I wouldn't be able to see the
Far from
barcode that
feeling
somehow the
empathy for
developers.
people I kill, I instead like to mock them remorselessly.
But if we put on the mask, we wouldn't be able to see where the barcode was that the game developers seem to have forgot what's going on there.
So, full disclosure, I didn't do this mission this way, so I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. I'm pretty much.
I didn't see any reason to sneak through it. It's like, you don't have an assassination target. What motivation do you have for sparing these guys? Like, I didn't feel like this was a Hitman level. This is just Wolfenstein, and so that's how I played it. I
this
just
guy had a
shot
shotgun.
everybody. I mean, why would you not shoot these
shotgun
guys?
to
They're
large
murdering.
My actions is rarely clear, but I'm nonetheless
Because the
satisfied
score,
with my job.
Seamus. What if you want to get the score and you're playing on hard and like Chris has a higher score than you?
I
Chris
like
didn't
the
actually have a higher
idea of
score than you
score.
because he's never played this game. But
What, Chris?
No, I was gonna say a entire area full of hostiles where you're underpowered and are trying to take them out. It feels kind of under siege-y. Like, that's the best comparison I can come up with. It's not a Hitman level. It's like an Under Siege level. They could make Under Siege a cool video game. You're on a boat. There's lots of
This
dudes.
game feels like a bunch of levels of bad action movies. Or good action movies, but like, you know.
Good.
Under
Usually
Siege
good
2 is a
action
good
movies.
action movie.
okay, so I don't know if you can see on the screen, but the text of this brochure I'm looking at says donations : hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is
I
so
get it.
interesting, you guys. Did you know that you're supposed to tithe and donate them to nunneries?
This
Shit.
is not suspicious.
And you look up and you're like, guys, turns out killing is bad.
They're like,
Holy
"What?"
crap.
And they throw their guns down and run out of the building.
Look at this
Given the
guy that's
marble-
just staring at me.
Given the marble statues and the granite countertops, this nunnery looks like it's doing okay. I don't know how many donations they really need.
Yeah, really.
It's true.
Look at that. I mean, there's the dead people.
Yeah.
They could probably use some money to replace those, but
They need a little HR help. Put out some ads for some nuns or whatever you do. But yeah.
So, I'm gonna just drop this in here now.
Look at
even though
this
it's not
guy.
a particularly appropriate time. But I voiced a theory on Twitter, hypothesis, that this whole game, with all of its mechanics and all of its bad story, would be about 100 times better if instead of Agent 47 just being boring, it was Archer. If this was like a Sterling Archer spy game, where like the bad disguises are all part of the joke.
Totally be
and
better
like, you
as
know,
an
like
Archer
they're getting
game.
chumped in cutscenes is just because you're Sterling Archer, and like the spiraling clusterfuck is, you know,
Yes.
a natural extension of your desultory playstyle. It's like, why don't I get a large briefing before each mission? Well, I didn't read the
Yes.
I didn't read the briefing, obviously. It's like 50 pages long.
Yes. Well, just this game being a comedy game would be so much better. I mean, that's its problem, is that it is idiotic and serious. It
all
like
the
has
faces?
all the logic and maturity of an Archer episode, but played straight for some reason.
Holy shit.
I love.
Why are so many people in the sanctuary here?
It's a
This
church.
is incidentally why I like Archer actually legitimately ruined James Bond for me. Like, I tried to watch
Yeah.
the Craig James Bond movies, and I'm like, this is like Archer. This is exactly like an episode of Archer, except it's not funny.
Exactly.
I think. What was,
think
what
we've
was the
been
most
here.
recent one? Sky something or other. I think that one was okay. Like, as far as like
Skyfall?
an action, like that one, yeah. There's another. There's another.
So
fuse
I
around
just
here.
I love
Oh,
this
there it
idea
is.
now of a comedy hitman, because I'm kind of picturing Archer going around like completely screwing up everything, but then there's like a syringe somewhere full of chemicals, and he just knows the exact dosage, and everyone's like, how do you know how to knock a guy out? And he's just, you know, sodium pentothal.
How do you
I don't
not?
know, read a book.
How
do you not?
not?
Yeah. Do you not?
I
love
love
Archer.
the idea that he would put on all the disguises wrong, like the cowboy hat backwards. He'd have this mustache that he'd be like always falling off, and he'd do what Rutskarn does, which is the terrible impression, and people fall for it anyway. I mean, this would be such a good game, but no, instead we get this.
I also want a level
Right.
where there's another
FX
hitman doing
to
equally
make
bad
an Archer
disguises
game
going
now.
the other way.
Yeah. Just like your like it's like this guy you just keep bumping into, and it's really awkward.
Actually,
the
that
first
sounds like a
time it
really
happens.
interesting game.
AVAC, what's that?
It's like the first time it happens.
no,
with,
that's
like, a
a-
Mexican
I don't know what
standoff.
that is.
Oh, okay. Well,
Picture
actually,
a
let's
multiplayer-
explore-
Picture a multiplayer version of Hitman where you and another player are both trying to complete the objectives while not being seen, and you're both just like crossing each other's paths and screwing each other over.
Yeah, it'd be funny if like you have completely separate targets and like you don't even have access to the end room where the other person's target is. But like you have a choice of like, are you gonna try to cooperate with the other person? Or like, okay, I'm gonna cause a distraction here. I'm gonna use that computer to open that door. Or are you gonna like throw the other person under the bus and like pull a fire alarm in their zone and then sprint over to yours?
Okay, I'll show you. Shut up, bitch! Oh!
I hear
these-
the game
these-
tries
Put
to.
a cap in your ass!
Go ahead, Seamus.
No, the game tries to do something here with these characters, and it hasn't laid any of the groundwork. And you can see this coming from so far off, and it's just so forced, and you don't care. I don't care about the nun, and I don't care about Lenny. And so it's like this terrible emotional moment for you, and you're like,
Right.
just when do I get to play again?
We better let the grown-ups clean up this. Boys
So,
to watch, huh?
like,
Nice job, Lenny. Nice job.
There's nothing that made us empathize with Lenny so far. We had no connection to him. Like, why would we be upset about how that cutscene played out.
Well, I just like it because it's like Dexter hired the two worst people he could possibly find, who are the most noisy, nun-murdering
Like, I think
people.
Lenny is at least his kid, if not illegitimate kid.
Yeah.
But like what the fuck is Wade doing? Who is this person?
You know, given all the trouble the nuns have had defending their little home here, someone should have told them to get themselves to a gunnery.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me. You beat me.
You.
So we had a discussion
Yes.
before
Why
this
do I
episode
hang out with you people?
where Chris
really?
is saying that he wanted to say "Get thee to a nunnery" at some point in the episode, and I said, "Okay, as long as we titled the episode "Get thee to a punnery," and that became a rivalry that I have since forgotten.
Yeah, I like how we set that up. We do this anytime we plan anything. We immediately forget about it. Like,
Yes.
the episodes that we've planned would probably make for some really good... Like, our show would be good if we actually followed through on any of that.
I don't know, last week was
We're
a
not
planned
good
episode.
anymore, though.
By
Or
every
right
that
now,
sucks.
or whatever.
gross and sexist, I think they want us to I think they want us to want to kill them, but can I just say that for me, it doesn't work that way. It's not like some guy, like, you know, just calls a nun a slut, and I'm like, oh, after she dies horribly, and I'm like, oh man, I really want to make that guy pay. I'm
So
like,
it
I
hit
really
the
wish I
ceiling.
didn't have that happen. Like, I really wish I didn't have to watch that cutscene.
But for me, it made me it's so dumb that I didn't care about Agent 47, about him being a clean, silent assassin. I'm like, these guys are in my way, there's no reason not to kill them, and so I just Wolfensteined my way through this whole level. Not because they were bad to nuns, but just because they were in my
Apparently
way.
Wade
and dumb.
knows where we are. So much
Yeah.
for
Oh, I
Silent
love
Assassin, right?
Yeah, if I did ghost that area, and after just getting done talking about how I gunned my way through, I did ghost that area for some reason, and then you get here and he knows it's you anyway, even though, you know, disguises,
Yeah,
gameplay,
again.
what?
Turn the valve. Make them make Half-Life 3 now. That's the other news we didn't talk about on the diecast. Is Gabe Newell was on a podcast and he said that Half-Life 3 wouldn't be done unless people like had a reason, like they had a group of
Other
them
than
had a
wanting
good
to
reason
play
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, this...
Is there a particular way to kill Wade here that doesn't involve...
I just got him with point shooting, just put 3 bullets in his head. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'll bet you there's a way to kill him, but, like, who cares?
Yeah, what I
think there's
classic,
something to do with, like,
Hitman gameplay.
Hitman's-
I think an enemy taunting
Hang on.
me in a room full of steam while I
Yeah.
sneak up on him, a la action scene TV show.
There we go. Why can't I...
Yep.
Oh, he's dead.
That sure
All right.
was the thing you did.
Okay, remember, you've got lots of energy for your point shooting, so be sure to do that.
And you got Victoria, too.
Oh,
Yeah,
look,
she's
he's
right there
bleeding
at
now.
your
Oh, wait, no, I guess we didn't, because Lenny is even better a silent assassin than we are.
No, use point shooting. Use point shooting.
I can't, it's not...
Because he's got a grenade in his hand, you see? And that's how grenades work. Well, I guess that's how they work in the Hitman universe.
And the Lenny that was so distraught a minute ago over killing a nun is now willing to do a
Literally,
murder-suicide.
like 2 minutes ago. Yeah.
And this guy's still not dead, even though we burned
Also,
him. It's
this
like,
bothers me.
it's
it
like
includes
the
like a whole
people who made
cutscene
the
where you light him
gameplay
on
and the
fire,
people
and
who
now
made
it
the
looks like you just
cutscenes.
beat him up.
Away from home.
Yes.
Wait,
That's
what
I was
happens if
just
you
saying.
killed him? Like, literally put bullets into his head
I
here.
did that. I got this same cutscene. I shot him in the face a bunch of times, and he had a bloody nose. And I'm like, whatever. But did the people who made the cutscenes and the people who made the gameplay, were they ever in the same room at the same time? That's what I want to know. Did they know each other's names? Were they aware of each other's existence?
So guys, we're making a Hitman video game. Really? We are too!